My name is Stephanie Turner. I am the Autism Division Director and Interim Eligibility Director here at the Office of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. If that is a new name to anybody here, that is formerly known as Department of Disabilities and Special Needs. OIDD joined forces with the Office of Mental Health, formerly known as the Department of Mental Health, and OSIS, the Office of Substance Use Services, that was formerly known as DAODIS. And we are all now part of a greater agency, the South Carolina Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. So if you've seen some of our forms be updated, we've had some families kind of confused about why am I getting something from OIDD? What happened to DDSN? We are still the same folks. We are still here, just new refresh. New name, same people. I am going to get started as people come in. It's wonderful. The chat function is available. If you guys have any questions along the way, I'm not going to have the ability to stop and answer them just because of the sheer volume that we're going to go through today. This will be recorded and available later for your colleagues if they weren't able to attend. And if you just want to look at it later. I will say, though, that this information is good as of today. So if any of these services or supports for some reason lose funding, for example, that would be something that I would encourage everybody to research as they go through this. For example, we have this disclaimer here. The resources and information shared in this presentation are for informational and educational purposes only. Inclusion in these materials does not constitute an endorsement, recommendation, or approval by the Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities Office of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities, and that's important. These are resources and services and supports that we're aware of, does not mean they all have our gold stamp of approval. Eligibility criteria for the services presented vary widely based on individual circumstances and program requirements. I can't go through all the nitty-gritty for every single service and support that we're going to review today. We just don't have enough time. Attendees are strongly encouraged to independently research, review, and educate themselves on specific program guidelines prior to requesting or applying for any service. This is really purely for informational purposes. I would say if you are here as a parent or caregiver, welcome. We are happy to have you. This might be like drinking water out of a fire hose for the next 2 hours. I do encourage you to link up with your case manager or early interventionist for navigation through all these services and supports, if that is who you are today in this training. Otherwise, let's get started. As the Autism Division Director, I want to make sure that we're all talking about autism the same way. We've all heard of the autism spectrum, where some people have used language like low functioning or high functioning, more autistic and less autistic. And I would like to make sure that we're all on this same page, right? So autism has a variety of diagnostic criteria that need to be met for a diagnosis. They can include things like insistence on sameness, restricted and fixated interests, sensory differences, peer relationships, nonverbal communication, social reciprocity, and repetitive behaviors. It's more represented like a wheel instead of a linear line of a spectrum of colors, because we know that, and we've heard of levels 1, 2, and 3 of autism. You can have different levels across these different symptoms or diagnostic criteria throughout time. So each pie section represents a characteristic of autism. The more it is filled with color, the more support a person needs. Level 1 would be a smallest pie piece, requires support. Level 2, the medium pie piece, requires substantial support. And level 3, the biggest pie piece, requires very substantial support. And an autistic person or person diagnosed with autism may require more or less support in different areas. Support could mean help from other people and technology, or adaptations to spaces and expectations. This wheel represents that visually, and the levels of support that your loved one needs, the person that you're caring for or supporting needs, may change as they grow up, in different settings, or even throughout the day. So this wheel is constantly changing. So if somebody was diagnosed 10 years ago, which wouldn't have been possible, with level 3 autism, does not mean that they're level 3 across all of these aspects and they remain level 3 for the entirety of their lifetime. This is a fluid thing, and we know that. Another thing that I want to make sure is that we're not looking at individuals on the spectrum as just a diagnosis, right? So there is you as a person in the center, and then there's an aspect like work, or them engaging with their community, spirituality, health, safety, and engagement. So let's consider the individuals we serve are more than just their problem behaviors. What a novel concept. The families that we serve are more than their current crisis, that other life domains may be impacting their quality of life. People live whole lives made up of connected and integrated life domains. Life domains are the different aspects and experiences of the life that we all consider as we age and grow. The life domains help us think about the current realities in our lives while also thinking about what life experiences we want to have, which leads us to the good life that we want. So daily life and employment, these are things like school, education, employment, volunteering routines, life skills. For community living, I'm thinking about things like housing, living options, home adaptations and modifications, community access and transportation. Social and spirituality would be like friends, relationships, leisure activities, personal networks, faith and community. Healthy living is medical, behavioral, nutrition, wellness, affordable care. Safety and security are things like emergencies, well-being, legal rights and issues, guardianship options and alternatives. Advocacy and engagements are valued roles, making choices, setting goals, responsibility, leadership, and peer support. I thought of all of these life domains when putting together the next 2 hours of this training. So not just, oh, somebody's having a problem behavior, they're at Prisma, what do I do? Yes, that's one aspect of them, but what are the other things impacting that individual that can lead to their overall well-being? So keep that in mind as we go through this as well. The last thing I want to talk about before getting into the supports and services that we all came here for is what else? A range of physical and mental health conditions frequently accompany autism. It is helpful to learn more about these issues so that you can learn to read the signs. Oftentimes, caregivers and professionals might automatically attribute certain challenges to the autism diagnosis. This is called diagnostic overshadowing, even when the child may actually have another treatable condition that is causing the difficulties. It is also important to remember that though these issues are more common among autistic individuals, not all children and adults diagnosed with autism will have another diagnosis. So these issues, often called comorbid conditions, include but are not limited to seizure disorders, which is also known as epilepsy, and it occurs in as many as a third of individuals with an autism diagnosis. Seizures associated with autism usually start in early childhood or during adolescence, but they may occur at any time. If you have any concerns about this, please refer the family to a neurologist. Many parents report gastrointestinal problems in their children with autism. Surveys have suggested that between 46 to 85% of children with autism have problems such as chronic constipation or diarrhea. One study found 70% of children with autism had a history of GI symptoms such as abnormal pattern of bowel movement, frequent constipation, frequent vomiting, and frequent abdominal pain. If this is a circumstance that you find an individual in, please refer them to a gastroenterologist. I'm not going to pronounce that right. Genetic disorders like Fragile X syndrome, Angelman syndrome, tubular sclerosis, chromosome 15 duplication syndrome, single gene disorders appear to affect 15 to 20% of those with autism spectrum disorder. Please refer individuals to genetic testing. Here at OIDD, we would recommend Greenwood Genetics Center. Sleep problems are also common in children and adolescents with autism. They can also affect the whole family's health and well-being. Please refer individuals to a sleep study. Sensory processing disorder or sensory integration dysfunction is when sensations that feel normal to others, normal in quotes, are experienced as painful, unpleasant, or confusing. Refer that individual to an occupational therapist for sensory integration therapy. Pica or pica is an eating disorder involving eating things that are not food. Some children with autism and other developmental disabilities beyond age 24 months continue to eat non-food items such as dirt, clay, chalk, and paint chips. Refer to the child's healthcare provider or behavioral interventionist if this is something you are concerned with. And last but not least, one study suggests that 65% of individuals diagnosed with autism will eventually receive an additional mental health related disorder. Studies suggest that 20% of autistic children also have ADHD and 30% struggle with anxiety disorder. And I'm sure everybody in this virtual space right now can talk about the clients that they've had or the family members that they know where some of these things apply. And I have worked with families throughout my career where you can imagine just pick one of these off the list and how it can significantly impact the individual and the family. I would have behaviors too if I had some unresolved GI distress chronically. I can understand that and empathize with that, absolutely. So while I do work at OIDD and BHDD, I want to talk more about our services and supports that aren't under our purview, but I would also like to just start and acknowledge that BHDD, here at BHDD, we are bringing together uninterrupted support for behavioral health, developmental disabilities, and substance use services. On your screen, you will see a wide array of services and supports that are offered across all our different offices. The best way to get in with OIDD is to call our referral line, 1-800-289-7012. For the Office of Mental Health, go to your local community mental health center, your nearest office. And for the Office of Substance Use Services, go to your local county authority. That would be the best way to get in with all three of our agencies. All right, when looking at my laundry list of services and supports that I have been made aware of throughout my career, I had to kind of think about how we could chunk this out so it could be usable for y'all. And I popped them into different levels. We're going to start with universal supports. Universal supports to me means basic prevention, wellness, and information services available to everyone and anyone. These services help individuals maintain well-being and provide access to general resources and guidance. As we go throughout this training, they are not listed in order of importance. They are sometimes listed alphabetically, if I could do that. So we are just going to run through this information. I'm going to start with Apprenticeship Carolina. They connect individuals directly to paid learn while you earn opportunities across South Carolina, allowing folks to secure immediate employment, gain high demand skills, and earn industry credentials with little to no college debt. The Dominion Energy and Duke Energy are for special assistance through their community action resources. These are for our folks who have trouble paying the light bill, for example, and still need to maintain housing. We have First 5 SC, an early childhood initiative focused on supporting the healthy development of young children during their critical first 5 years of life. Help Me Grow is very similar to First 5 SC, except there's a real person on the other end of that. Child development specialists identify and connect caregivers with resources like basic needs to parent support in their area. They also conduct a developmental screening. HUD is a centralized directory to help individuals experiencing homelessness locate local housing assistance programs, emergency shelters, and supportive services. There's also an organization called Latino Community Development. They support South Carolina's Latino community with resources, education, and advocacy. Their programs include food distribution, financial literacy, skills program, pediatric advocacy, and several annual festivals. OMH operates the Mobile Crisis Unit. It's an OMH 24/7, 365 crisis response program providing immediate assistance and support for individuals experiencing a mental health crisis. Also want to make sure that you guys are aware that there is a suicide and crisis lifeline, 988, where somebody can call or text. There is the New Americans program. This program is offered by Lutheran Services Carolinas and is available in Columbia, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and Greenville. They provide housing assistance, employment support, language training, applications for citizenship and permanent resident status, and immigration petitions, etc. PASOS helps the Latino community and service providers work together. Community health workers screen children, and those with developmental needs are referred to appropriate resources, therapies, and specialty care. They also connect families to resources that address child development, hunger, medical needs, and others. SC Parents is an online resource and support platform for parents and caregivers of children, offering information, resources, and community connections. Transportation can sometimes be an issue for our adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, so want to make sure you guys are aware of the South Carolina public transit providers. South Carolina DOT offers public transit throughout the state for individuals with disabilities. You can use the map to find your local public transportation system. SC Thrive is an organization in South Carolina that offers resources, tools, and assistance to individuals with disabilities and their families, helping them access essential benefits, including Medicaid, SNAP, TANF, etc. United Way is also a wonderful resource. It's South Carolina 211, provides information and referral services for all of South Carolina to those needing assistance with rent, electric bills, food pantries, shelters, legal aid, all sorts of fun things. And last in this little group is Credible Minds and Hopeful Minds. This is another fun one from OMH that I just wanted to tease out. Hopeful Minds is a free online platform that brings together expert-rated and vetted videos, podcasts, apps, online programs, books, and articles, all in one easy-to-use place. Topics include stress, anxiety, autism, depression, happiness, parenting, grief, aging, etc. Let's move on to my next level. This is early support and health promotion services. These are services designed to reduce the impact of risk factors and strengthen protective factors for individuals, families, and communities. Supports focus on reinforcing strengths, maintaining natural support systems, and addressing needs that can be effectively managed with family and community resources. Okay, so we're stepping it up a little bit here. These are when organizations like Able SC come into play. This is a nonprofit organization that provides advocacy, resources, and support to empower individuals with disabilities to live independently and inclusively. They have a wide variety of services, some of which I'm going to tease out throughout the rest of this training, but I want to make sure in general you know that Able SC is available. Accessibility is a nonprofit organization that provides advocacy, resources, and support to empower individuals with disabilities, including autism, to live independently and inclusively. There's also Autism Speaks toolkits. These toolkits cover a wide variety of topics, including a 100-day kit, which would be good for an EI or a case manager to provide a family within the first 100 days after a diagnosis, a toolkit about AAC devices, augmented alternative communication, adult autism diagnosis, challenging behaviors, community-based skills, dental, employment, financial planning, IEPs, haircutting, household and residential supports, transitions, ABA, medications, blood draws, dental professionals, feeding behaviors, EEGs, constipation, sleep problems, pica, puberty, sleep, toileting, vision exams, visual supports, everything and anything. If you guys were looking for a toolkit to work through with a family or to provide a family as like supplemental to what you're working on with, go to Autism Speaks. Take a look at it. Appointment Mentor VR. Medical procedures can be sometimes anxiety provoking for most of us in this room. This is an immersive, interactive virtual reality experience designed to help individuals on the autism spectrum build confidence and skills for navigating medical appointments. It was created with autistic adults, and this game simulates a doctor's visit experience in a calm, repeatable environment. So it could be very helpful for people that you guys work with. Autism Connect is my baby, my pride and joy. It is a gathering dedicated to bringing together individuals, families, and professionals in the autism community. We do it once a year. Attendees can discover the latest research, innovative therapies, and support networks that can make a difference in the lives of those diagnosed with autism. It's typically held in April every year in Columbia. Aventura Consciente, I'm so sorry if I butchered that. This group supports autism education. It is a nonprofit that educates families and teachers on strategies to understand and support autistic youth. They are the first bilingual initiative to provide tools to families and professionals in North and South Carolina. They're a wonderful group to link up with. Hopefully, if you guys serve our younger folks, you've heard of this a little old organization or program area called BabyNet. This is South Carolina's early intervention system for infants and toddlers, including those with autism. They provide services and supports to enhance their development and well-being. The Brain Club Digital Resource Library for Healthcare helps people understand autistic health through the stories, experiences, and expertise of autistic people. This free online collection of webinars was developed to support both healthcare professionals and autistic individuals in improving health outcomes through neuro-inclusive care. You can visit the CDC's autism page for resources on autism, finding some information, some research and resources for understanding and addressing the autism spectrum disorder. We have a wonderful resource here in Columbia called the Center for Disability Resource Library, where books, videos, brochures, and audio tapes covering a variety of disability-related topics are available for free. If you go on their website, you can check out their library. They'll mail it to you for free and give you a prepaid postage envelope to mail it back when you're done. It's fantastic. Children and Youth with Special Healthcare Needs is a program offering children with special healthcare needs supplies, equipment, prescription drugs, special formula, medical services, blood products, hearing aids, cochlear implants, and bone-anchored hearing aids. These are things not otherwise covered by Medicaid, and we know that our folks diagnosed with autism could also have something else going on, so linking them up to programs such as this is super helpful. There is a creative writing club. There is a information out there that our folks on the spectrum are not creative. You've probably never met somebody with autism then, because they are probably the most creative people that I've met. Creative Writing Club on Discord is available for individuals 13 to 28 years old. The Creative Writing Club allows Discord members to write stories together, socialize with each other, and share ideas and creativity. Disability Rights is an advocacy organization promoting and protecting the rights of individuals with disabilities to ensure equal opportunities and inclusion. We do have 3 developmental evaluation centers throughout our state. They focus on the developmental, learning, and behavioral problems of children and adolescents. The Chafee Foster Care Program for Successful Transition to Adulthood provides youth with opportunities to learn needed skills and increase the likelihood of successful transition from foster care to independence. Youth can be best prepared by learning about both the challenges and opportunities in the following areas: academic, post-secondary education, employment, transportation, and housing. To access this service, you would contact your DSS case manager with any questions. The EQUIP program is a peer-to-peer young adult leadership group focused on empowerment, support, and camaraderie for youth ages 13 to 28 with disabilities. Their young adult leaders guide youth with every type of disability in finding their aha moment when they take charge of their lives, find their unique voice to self-advocate, and engage with their community of peers more fully. The Exceptional Family Members Program is available to military, where they manage the care and services for a military family member with special needs, whether it's a spouse, child, or dependent adult. It's a lot easier with the right support. EFMP Family Support plays a critical role in helping families with special needs with the identification and enrollment and assignment coordination process. Family Caregiver Support provides support to family and informal caregivers to support caregivers in providing care for their loved ones in the home and community for as long as possible. Older relatives, including parents age 55 and older, providing care to adults 18 to 59 with disabilities is who they're looking for to participate in this program. Our wonderful friends at Family Connection of South Carolina. I hope some of them are here so they can hear the amazing things that they do. They are a wonderful organization and have helped many, many of our families throughout the years. They're a support network providing resources, education, and connections to families of individuals with disabilities to foster understanding and navigate the journey. They can also assist with completing TEFRA applications for South Carolina Medicaid. Greenwood Genetics, another one of our wonderful partners. Knowing the reason a person has a disability can be helpful for many reasons. Some disabilities can affect a person's health as well as their learning. There may be certain treatments that may benefit the individual because of their diagnosis, and referrals can be made to doctors who specialize in particular problems related to that diagnosis. So please always keep that in mind. The Health Insurance Premium Payment Program. It's a Medicaid program assisting families in South Carolina in paying for their commercial health insurance premiums to ensure access to essential services. So for example, if you had Blue Cross Blue Shield and Healthy Connections Medicaid, you would fill out this documentation so they could see if maybe they would pay your monthly premiums to keep you on Blue Cross Blue Shield in addition to Medicaid. It's fantastic. I have yet to meet a family who says, no thank you, I don't want any more money. The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. This is available at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport and the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. It's also available in a variety of locations, but those two is what I'm going to pull out here. This is so passengers can request a Sunflower branded item in their terminal. These items discreetly indicate staff, colleagues, and health professionals that they may need additional support, help, or a little bit more time. You don't have to have an autism diagnosis, but that is one of the qualifying diagnoses. Hope Connects You is another resource from OMH and OSIS. They teamed up to offer a safe and easy service that allows you to take an anonymous self-check questionnaire and connect with a professional counselor who can offer guidance, support, and resources to help connect you with mental health and addiction services. Miracle League. The Miracle League removes the barriers that keep children with mental and physical disabilities off the baseball field and lets them experience the joy of America's favorite pastime. If somebody wants to play baseball, the Miracle League will help get them there. Our wonderful friends at the Low Country Autism Foundation. This is a nonprofit organization offering comprehensive support, education, and resources to individuals with autism and their families in the Low Country region. I don't include as many regional supports. There are more specific resources in your backyard, I'm sure of it. I'm just trying to pick the ones that offer services to a wide variety of regions in our state. NAMI Housing helps individuals navigate their recovery by outlining different types of supported housing options, key criteria for choosing a safe home, and direct avenues for securing federal and rental assistance. Your Office of Special Education at the South Carolina Department of Education is dedicated to ensuring the provision of quality special education services and supports to students with disabilities. Please contact your district's special education director, or if you've already done that, Dr. Lynette Cox is our special education ombudsman. Her number, in case anybody needs it, is 803-734-2833. Special education services such as resource, occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, counseling, assistive tech, extended school year, IEPs, and 504s. These are all things that our Department of Education, Office of Special Education, are well aware of and can help you with. There is an online autism caregiver training. This is free, self-paced online caregiver training. There are not enough hours in the day for all of us to learn about these services and supports and everything that our loved one needs when it comes to their autism diagnosis. So I'm glad that there is something available at 2 a.m. when we're all doom scrolling. So caregivers will learn how to support their child's development, communication, and improve behavior. Caregivers must be at least 18 years old and their child between 2 to 9 years with an autism diagnosis. So to learn more and fill out the interest form, you can click that link. Even if you don't meet the requirements, but you still wish to participate in it, fill out that as well. The Palmetto Able Savings Program allows individuals with disabilities the opportunity to save and invest money while maintaining eligibility for important needs-based benefits. There are concerns for some caregivers that if their loved one, once they become of working age, that they might work so much and bring in so much income that it affects their disability. And so Palmetto Able Savings Program allows people to continue to work, because we are a right-to-work state, while also maintaining their disability qualifications and services. Here in South Carolina, we have the Palmetto Animal Assisted Life Services. This program places assistance dogs in South Carolina and is the only Assistance Dog International accredited organization in South Carolina. Assistance dogs for a person with autism can be trained to assist individuals to better cope with public situations. These dogs have full public access rights under the Americans and Disabilities Act. Pathways to Wellness is a user-friendly ebook designed to support autistic individuals, their families, and professionals in promoting healthier lifestyles. These resources offer simple, realistic strategies to improve nutrition and increase physical activity. Peer-to-peer Coast to Coast helps connect youth with disabilities ages 13 to 28 in a state 3,000 miles away. They partner with folks in Orange County, California to learn about disability pride and self-advocacy with like-minded youth across the country. It's held on the first Saturday of each month from 2 to 3, and you can register for free using this link. The South Carolina Assistive Technology Program is a USC program that promotes access to assistive technology devices and services to enhance independence and quality of life. It is available statewide, just physically located here in Columbia. The South Carolina Child Care Inclusion Collaborative provides individualized training and coaching for child care providers to support the inclusion of children with disabilities or developmental delays in child care programs. Absolutely. Inclusion specialists work directly with child care staff and program administrators to increase the use of evidence-based practice. Thank goodness. The South Carolina Child Care Resource and Referral provides tips and tools to help find high-quality child care in your area, as well as help paying for child care services. Nice. Professional development and community outreach opportunities are also offered. Your South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles may issue autistic and neurodivergent license plates to owners who are autistic or who are parents of children who are autistic. You must include an original certified note from a licensed physician that certifies the applicant or child has a diagnosis of autism. For the Department of Social Services, there is information regarding special needs child care vouchers. If that is something that interests you, there's the email on the screen. Hopefully we all know about South Carolina Healthy Connections Medicaid. If not, I just wanted to include it here. This program provides healthcare coverage and support services to eligible individuals. Funds a lot of these services and supports we've talked about already. There are South Carolina Medicaid case management. This Medicaid targeted case management provides eligible individuals with a dedicated case manager who coordinates essential medical, social, and educational services. The South Carolina State Museum has an accessibility day once a month. They are committed to providing accessible and inclusive guest experiences. This includes accessible parking, building accessibility, an ARIA access partner, sensory bags, ASL interpreters, and accessibility mornings. The South Carolina Supported Decision-Making Project is a collaboration between ABLE South Carolina, the ARC of South Carolina, Family Connection of South Carolina, and Protection and Advocacy for People with Disabilities. They seek to increase awareness of supported decision-making in South Carolina and promote alternatives to guardianship that allow individuals with disabilities to retain control of their lives. There is a child care scholarship, which I mentioned for DSS, just more information about that. The Seniors Raising Children program. This program provides services to adults age 55 plus who have primary responsibility for grandchildren or other children who could not remain with their parents. These services are meant to aid in reducing the stress of caregivers while providing support to families. We have seen an increase in grandparents taking care of their grandchildren with disabilities, and so this would be a wonderful program for them. There are so many resources out there regarding sexual education for individuals with disabilities. I just listed 3 here. Amaze includes age-appropriate animated videos for adolescents ages 10 to 14 and offer parents and educators resources to open lines of communication about important sexual health topics. University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities has sexual health resources where they provide a variety of resources such as guides, teaching tools, and videos that focus on sexual education for individuals with disabilities. Sexuality and Disability provides resources about human sexuality, sexuality and disability, a parent's role in sex education, and so much more. Tons out there. There is a sign language course that's free. You guys can absolutely access it, and I think you should if you are supporting an individual that speaks via sign language. SNAP is a benefit that is available here in South Carolina. If one person in a household can receive benefits if they make less than $1,600. If an adult with disability lives with their family but buys their own groceries and makes the meals themselves, they can apply as a one person in household to receive benefits. So that's just something to keep in mind. SPARK is the largest autism research study ever, which aims to make new discoveries and advance the understanding of autism. Benefits of participating include possibly finding a genetic cause of autism in your family, lets you see how you compare with others in SPARK, and opportunities to earn gift cards, receive updates on the latest autism research. We do maintain, or somebody maintains, a special needs networks of dentists. This web-based directory provides a current list of dentists in South Carolina who have reported that they will treat patients with mild and or moderate severe manifestations of a number of different developmental and acquired special needs. Our wonderful friends at Special Olympics. This is a program providing year-round programs and services to local communities. Some of the programs they offer are basketball, soccer, swimming, tennis, gymnastics, and more. Supplemental Security Income, a federal program that provides financial assistance to eligible individuals with autism and other disabilities, helping to meet their basic needs and improve their quality of life. Swim Angelfish is a global leader in adaptive swim instruction. Free adaptive resources on their website include mini courses, adaptive water safety toolkit, and a waterproof visual schedule. Triple P stands for Positive Parenting Program. It is a research-based parenting program offering strategies for toddler tantrums to teenage rebellion. The program offers support to parents to promote their child's social and emotional development. This is available free online to any family in South Carolina. So there is a child version and a teen version. So I put both on your screen. There is a video resource library, an online library of information and educational videos and webinars. A quick video answers on topics covering special needs trusts, government benefits, guardianship, ABLE accounts, and general questions. Our wonderful friends at VR, the South Carolina Vocational Rehabilitation Department, assists individuals with disabilities in obtaining and maintaining employment. Wings for All is a program that allows individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities to experience boarding a plane so they can become comfortable with the process. Children's Rehabilitative Services is from the Department of Public Health's Children's Rehabilitative Services, helps families of children under 18 who have chronic illnesses or disabilities. They may help pay for things like doctor's visits, medical supplies, equipment, and prescriptions related to your child's conditions. Families also get support through a full assessment to understand their child's needs and help with creating a care plan. CRS can connect families with other helpful programs and provide a care coordinator to help guide the way. It takes a village, absolutely. Mode of Care helps South Carolina Medicaid members get to and from medical appointments when they don't have a ride. This includes rides for doctor's visits, dialysis, x-rays, lab work, and other medical needs. Rides must be scheduled at least 3 business days before the appointment, and families who prefer to drive their own vehicle can also apply for mileage reimbursement. Last but not least in this section, I believe, is Project Lifesaver, a program that utilizes tracking technology to aid in the timely location and rescue of individuals who may wander or become lost. This is offered for free in about half the counties here in South Carolina. Department on Aging has a way to expand it to other counties as well if you have connections in those counties. I am going to take a brief water break to catch my breath, take a drink of water before we move on to the next section. All right, we are going to level up again. This is now low intensity community supports. These are community-based services that resemble traditional outpatient supports and may be provided in healthcare, educational, justice, or other community settings. Individuals at this level generally benefit from focused intervention and can access community resources with minimal coordination or assistance. I'm going to start with attachment and behavioral catch-up. It's a specialized intervention program that supports caregivers in nurturing secure attachments with infants and young children ages 6 to 24 months who have experienced trauma or adversity. This would be perfect for an EI to refer somebody to this program. The Behavior Alliance of South Carolina, or BASC providers, partner with schools to foster positive student behavior and academic success. It acts as a go-to resource for evidence-based behavioral strategies, offering free training, virtual echo telemonitoring, and self-paced modules for educators. The Big Red Safety Box is a program offering safety resources, tools, and educational materials to families with autistic children to help prevent and respond to emergency situations. It is free. You just have to pay shipping and handling. It is a toolkit of sorts where it arrives at your house, has wireless window and door alarms, an adhesive stop sign, and a toolkit which you would fill out in case of an emergency. It kind of walks you through the steps of who do you contact, where this individual is most likely to go, etc. Child-parent psychotherapy is a therapeutic treatment that helps young children and families recover after traumatic events. Circle of Parents provides a friendly, supportive environment facilitated by trained facilitators and led by parents and other caregivers. It's a place where anyone in a parenting role can openly discuss the successes and challenges of raising children and where they can find and share support. Circle of Security is a program that helps caregivers connect with the children in their lives by reflecting on children's attachment needs in order to promote secure attachment with a child. It is recommended for children ages 4 months to 5 years old, and this group is free and is held virtually, and new classes start each month. Brief Strategic Family Therapy are resources provided by DSS, offering a therapeutic approach to address behavior-related challenges and promote family well-being. FFT, or Functional Family Therapy, is for ages 11 to 18, and it is also provided or linked through DSS, offering evidence-based therapies for families to improve communication, problem-solving, and relationships within the family unit. Able SC has Empower Hour. Empower Hour is a virtual weekly support group led by peers and meets to discuss independence, share resources, make friends, and give support to each other. Our wonderful friends at Kindred Hearts of South Carolina. This serves formal and informal kinship families through kinship navigation, support groups, peer ambassadors, training, and case management. Kinship circles are currently hosted in Chesterfield, Clarendon, Dorchester, Lawrence, Lexington, Marlborough, and Richland counties on the last Tuesday of each month. They might have expanded since then, so I do encourage you guys to reach out and form that relationship. Kinship care is growing more and more common within the special needs community, so I'm glad that this group was created. There are also NAMI Connection support groups. These are free, peer-led support groups for any adult who has experienced symptoms of a mental health condition. This is designed for adults 18 plus with mental health diagnosis. Occupational therapy helps people work on cognitive, physical, social, and motor skills. OT for autism often focuses on play skills, learning skills, and self-care. These strategies can also help to manage sensory issues. Absolutely. The PAIR Network. This stands for Partners for Early Attuned Relationships. It's a prevention-based program pairing a highly specialized early childhood mental health consultant with adults who work with children. The consultants work with all the adults caring for the child. And another way to say this is one of the highly specialized early childhood mental health consultants goes into a child care facility, works with the teacher of the classroom and the parent on what the behavior challenges or the challenges that the child is experiencing. So some child care facilities are like, no, thank you. The problem isn't with us, it's at home. And the parents are like, no, that teacher's mean. And so this is the mediator in between, helping both sides for the betterment of the child. It's a fantastic service. Project Search, there are many school districts that provide an opportunity for supportive employment or learning job skills and gain experience. Project Search is an unpaid, some might have payment, but typically unpaid opportunity to learn job skills with similar peers, a teacher, and a job coach from the South Carolina VR. Contact your school district to see if Project Search is available in your area. Psychotherapy. This could be individual, family, or group counseling that can help improve communication, understanding, and coping strategies. It can also help the individual feel less isolated and more accepted. SAM-SIB Stick Together is a sibling support group addressing the needs of siblings of individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities. Webinars are available, virtual group meetings on the second Tuesday of the month in the afternoon, evening. There is a one-time registration fee, so I do want to note that because many of the other things that I talked about today do not have that. The South Carolina Equipment Distribution Program is a program that offers a free iPad and speech application to individuals with speech impairments to facilitate communication and independence. The child does have to have a speech language pathologist complete the application and be working with the child, because otherwise it'd be like handing a dictionary to a child and say, hey, teach yourself to read. Can't do that. The South Carolina Respite Coalition offers a respite voucher program designed to support families and caregivers of individuals by providing temporary relief through respite care services, promoting their overall well-being and capacity to continue caring for their loved ones. SIB Shop is another one. It's a lively peer support group for school-aged brothers and sisters of kids with disabilities and health concerns. Attendees will meet other SIBs, usually for the first time, have fun, laugh, talk about the good and not so good parts of having a SIB with special needs, play some great games, learn something about the services their SIB receives. Speech therapy. Speech language therapy can help people improve their abilities to communicate and interact with others. This can be achieved through verbal skills and nonverbal communication. The Strengthening Families program is a program providing evidence-based strategies and resources to strengthen family relationships and promote positive outcomes for children. There is a virtual parent support group. This is designed for parents of children ages 5 to 12 with autism and challenging behaviors. And the last one I want to make sure we know is parent-child interaction therapy. It is a parent-child interaction therapy program offered to support families of verbal children ages 2 to 7 with autism and enhancing their relationship and social skills. Originally, it was designed for oppositional defiant disorder, so I would say it is very relevant and evidence-based for our folks with an autism diagnosis that are having behavioral challenges. All right, we are again leveling up to high intensity community supports. So hopefully you guys have seen, this is how I'm kind of categorizing the different services and supports, is they're getting increasingly more intensive. All right, so these are more intensive community-based services for individuals requiring frequent intervention while living with family, caregivers, or in community-based settings. Treatment and support may occur multiple times per week and often rely on both formal services and natural supports. In no order of importance, we have Applied Behavior Analysis. This is a comprehensive directory of ABA providers in South Carolina for individuals with an autism spectrum disorder diagnosis. There is assertive community treatment. This is provided by a wide variety of providers. I just linked the memo here so you could learn more about it. It uses a team approach designed to provide comprehensive community-based behavioral health treatment, rehabilitation, and support to persons with serious and persistent mental illness. Services are intensive and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Children's Personal Care Aid, available to Medicaid-eligible children under age 21 who require daily monitoring and observation due to requiring hands-on assistance for functional deficits like bathing, dressing, toileting, feeding, mobility, and transferring. Contact your case manager to request this service. The Clemson University Spectrum Program. Clemson University offers a program called the Spectrum Program, which provides individualized services beyond standard accommodations. The Spectrum Program is designed for individuals with autism who are interested in taking regular classes for their undergraduate degree, but still need support in achieving academic, social, and career and professional development success. Continuum of Care. South Carolina statewide system coordinates comprehensive services for children with disabilities, ensuring a continuum of care throughout their lifespan. Home Builders is a resource offered via the South Carolina Department of Social Services. They do serve people outside of that as well by providing intensive in-home services and support to enhance family functioning and improve outcomes. The LIFE programs are inclusive, non-degree certificate initiatives designed for young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They provide an authentic college experience focused on competitive career training, independent living, and full campus inclusion. They are available at Winthrop, Clemson, Carroll, USC, Coastal, College of Charleston, and USC Aiken. Wonderful program. Multi-systemic therapy addresses the behaviors of youth 12 to 17 with significant clinical impairment in disruptive behavior, mood, and/or substance use. Youth who are at high risk of out-of-home placement or justice system involvement or who may be returning home from a higher level of care is who this is designed for. An average of 4 months of treatment and 60 hours of intervention, and staff are available 24/7. Medicaid Rehabilitative Behavioral Health Services is a South Carolina Medicaid program that encompasses a range of evidence-based interventions and therapies, things like family support, behavior modification, psychosocial rehabilitative services, individual, group, and family therapy that can be tailored to individuals with comorbid mental health diagnosis to enhance their functional abilities, social skills, and overall well-being. There are several intensive outpatient programs available. These are designed to treat individuals who need more than once weekly therapy and who aren't seeing progress in individual therapy, but do not reach the levels of needing partial hospitalization or a higher level of mental health care. The Medically Complex Children's Waiver is a waiver program administered by South Carolina Medicaid that provides specialized services and supports for medically complex children 0 to 21 with significant medical needs, allowing them to receive care at home or in the community. We also have partial hospitalization programs here in South Carolina. These are short-term intensive day programs for individuals who are not able to safely participate in treatment or school programs and may be at risk for or stepping down from an inpatient hospitalization. There's also the Community Choices Waiver. It's a Medicaid home and community-based services waiver that provides support and services to individuals 18 plus to live in their communities and avoid institutionalization. To learn more about that waiver, please visit that website. All right, let's level up again. And we're making good time. This is for intensive integrated residential care. These are non-secure, 24-hour medically monitored services designed for individuals requiring intensive treatment and supervision outside of a hospital setting. Care is coordinated across disciplines and settings and addresses complex behavioral, developmental, medical, and mental health needs. Somebody at this level needs a lot of support, right? This is not for run-of-the-mill individuals diagnosed with autism. They got a lot more going on than just that. This can include group care intensive services. GCISs provide highly structured 24/7 residential care for children with serious behavioral or emotional challenges who need more support than what's available in a community setting. These programs offer intensive supervision and therapy to help children learn new skills, work through their struggles, and eventually transition to a less restrictive environment when they're ready. To qualify for GCIS funding, a case manager must be involved to submit a referral, and we have to see that all other community-based services and treatment options are tried first and fail before they can be even considered for this. These are things like Coastal Autism Academy, Purpose, Foundations, New Foundations, and Wise Care, if anybody's familiar with those. There are secure intensive stabilization. So these are the most intensive level of care, providing secure medically managed 24-hour services for individuals with highly complex needs, requiring significant intervention and oversight. Services focused on stabilization, safety, and transition planning to support return to less restrictive community-based settings whenever possible. These are the most restrictive settings that we have available. This would be the emergency department. If your loved one on the spectrum becomes an immediate threat to themselves or others, the emergency department can provide a secure, locked environment to stabilize the crisis through the sensory-heavy atmosphere, though the sensory-heavy atmosphere may escalate anxiety. Just keep that in mind. We also have kind of two types of psychiatric hospitals here in South Carolina. They offer specialized residential care for individuals, providing comprehensive mental health services, therapeutic interventions, and support in a structured environment to promote their emotional well-being and behavioral development. We made it through, y'all. Those are the services and supports that I wanted to make sure you